Hey, welcome back to the Tech Connect warehouse. It's Adam here, and I'm talking to you about this APC 40 kVA Symmetra UPS. So this is a three-phase unit. It's 40 kVA, 4 modules plus 1 redundant. It's got a static switch down at the bottom, controls, and then battery modules in between. So they made these in a 40 and 80 kVA module, meaning that they could take 4 here plus 1, or they could take 10. So plus 2, which would allow for 80 kVA. You would not have batteries in that one. I wanted to show you this one because even though this is an older system now, it's essentially the same platform that the ones APC are putting out now. So we wanted to talk about that and let you know a little bit about these units and what makes them good, what are the strong points, what are the weak points, and why maybe they're the best fit for your data center. All right, this is what it looks like with the door shut. We've got a display here that comes on. It's got our basic indicators of on battery, bypass, alarm, load on, as well as controls to get around through. Door swings open. The display stays right there. Optionally, to get 2 things, we can undo that and slide that out of the way to get access to the machine. Otherwise, that can stay in there or clip into the door. So with these units up on top and these empty bays, we usually have intelligence modules. We have a main intelligence module and a redundant intelligence module. Those are the controls. Those are the brains for the system that tell it to operate, that monitor, that do all the heavy lifting. Underneath here, these power modules, I mentioned that we had N+1 redundancy. That means that these can fail and the other ones will seamlessly pick up the load, turn on, take over, and without you having to change anything out, without it going down or without a problem. It's just as simple as pulling one out, putting the other one in. I say that, but these modules are about 50 pounds or so you probably need a couple of guys. They're pretty big and awkward. Below here, we have our battery modules. So each of these are going to take small 12-9 batteries that go inside them, 9 amp hour batteries, I mean. And we've had problems where these communicate. And what we like to explain to our customers is that, frankly, every module needs the right dance partner, is that they need to pair together pretty well. Some of the modules have different module types, and we found that ones that have the same type pair together much better. The batteries charge correctly, and they accept each other better. Down below, so with this, we have 4 strings of batteries. One whole row represents 1 complete string of batteries. So each module really needs a full string to go with it. It's not enough to have 4 modules with 1 string. We need 1 full string for each module. As you can see, it's an uneven number, but one of these is supposed to be extra anyway. We're really only counting 4 of these at a time. With that, we have the positive side of the string and the negative side of the string, with the middle point acting as a neutral. Because of that, inside the UPS, we don't need to have a big transformer in here. It's not heavy. It's not big. It's small. It's light. It works well and fits well in your data center. Rack size that slides in easily. Underneath here, we have network cards. We have additional power supplies. We have our battery monitor cards, breakers, control. And then underneath here is the static switch. So that can be a single point of failure. If that goes out, then it can cause problems, which may result in an outage. Okay, these modules also are not really repairable when they fail. Everything is soldered into a board. It's not really made for component repairs. At that point, you're pulling one out, you're tossing it, you're putting a new one in. Newer APC modules have lifetimers on those modules that need APC factory support just to reset the timer. This one does not have that. All right, we're here on the side of the machine, and as these modules pull out, you can see again the plugs that made in here on the other side, the back of the frame. So occasionally these plugs will get misaligned, we'll have bent pins, we'll have problems there, and everything plugs into that back plate, even these power modules up above. These plug into the plate as well. So let's walk around the side here. So you can see through the mesh here, we've got the back plane and we see more bus bar. And these are the connectors that are actually conducting all the way through each of those modules and connecting them together as one system before it goes down to the rest of the batteries and then down to the static switch and the controls of the unit. It's wired down below, as you can see, where we have our input and output lugs and batteries, and we could do an external battery cabinet as needed. This board back here has these pins, and they allow you to communicate and connect to maintenance bypasses. APC has PDUs and maintenance bypasses that communicate to these the state of battery breakers, the condition that the system's in. So it allows everything to communicate together very nicely. So we've had a number of these systems over the years, and they've been very reliable for us. Occasionally we have power modules go out. We have had a lot of issues with battery modules. With this many batteries and this many modules, it's very common that you'll always have one or two things that come up. That's just one of the cons of this unit. The strength is that none of those failures are going to be a stopping point for you. More than likely, you're going to roll through. It's going to be a very low threat to your load and your equipment, which is how it's designed. Redundancy, redundancy, redundancy. That's the name of the game with this guy. So one thing fails, you're going to keep trucking it until you can get the unit replaced, until you can get the unit repaired. As you can see, it's a small system. It fits nicely in a server rack, alongside other server racks, right? It fits in nicely in your data center. It can go in with in-rule cooling. It can have PDUs that match this, battery cabinets that match this. For a system that's not going to be stuck on the wall, it can just be put right in line with your server equipment. It's lightweight. It's easy to move. There are no big transformers. Because of the modularity, it's generally a little bit cheaper to repair, although those modules and components are a little bit more prone to failure than in a larger system. As a manufacturer, APC is not great to work with as a third party. A lot of the times they don't want to give us the support that we need to be able to change things out. Recently they had a recall on some breakers on the PDUs that go with these systems. And with that, we had a customer who ran into that issue, and we ended up having to call the factory. They wouldn't allow us to change that out for them. During that time, if it's on a system like that, it can be after hours, it can be an expensive call out, expensive after hours charge and work to be done. Just something we don't like. We have had failures with the communication bus. You'll get a lot of alarms that say, communication not available, communication available. And all of these communicate together. These are all 5 EPSs that are connected together, that are talking and working as one. Because of that, they have to communicate. And that party line that they're all on has problems every now and again. You have boards that lock up, you have communications that fail. The warranty on these are about 1 year, I think. APC is really good. They have a huge stock of parts and supplies and support, so they're able to get things out to you very quickly. And they're easy to work on, easy to repair. In conclusion, the Symmetra, these older APC Symmetras, are a very solid unit. They're reliable, they've got great support. APC is a worldwide company. You could do much worse than putting one of these in your data center and back.